What's going on, YouTube and horror movie fans? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. I'm your host Marcus. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that notification icon to get all the latest content updates from the channel. In tonight's video, I'm going to be covering my first look on Halloween Ends. Before I get into it, let's hit that intro. I shot him 6 times! Alright guys, so as I said at the top of the video, I'm going to give you guys my first look on Halloween Ends, which is scheduled to come out October 14th this year, as we all know. At the end of Halloween Kills, that movie left a lot of fans wondering what would happen in Halloween Ends, like which direction they'd be heading, especially after the way Halloween Kills ended, with Karen Strode being Karen Nelson, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say her name, being killed off by Michael. Now that is, true. A lot of fans did think that Karen was still going to be alive heading into this movie, that maybe she somehow survived the ending of Halloween Kills. That is basically all but confirmed that she is dead. She's not coming back. Even Andy Matichak had shared a post with her and Jamie Lee Curtis with a caption saying that she misses Judy Guerrero on the set, who played Karen Strode obviously, and that it's gonna it's definitely fun memories, stuff like that. So that all but confirms that obviously Judy Guerrero, Karen Strode, will not be in Halloween Ends. Her character was killed off at the end of Halloween Kills. And as you see in above picture with Allison, Laurie, and Lindsay, there is obviously no Karen. So that's obviously furthermore proof that Karen Strode has been killed off and she will not be back in this movie. Now, we also found out at the end of Halloween Kills, after the end of the release and after the interviews with David Porter Green, etc., that this movie will be having a 4-year time jump from the events of Halloween 2018 into Halloween Kills. Because as we know, Halloween Kills picked up from the night of 2018. So, with that being said, I do find that interesting, how everything will play into it with the pandemic, etc. I hope they don't really involve that too much, even though it's gonna have some level of capacity into it. I just hope it's not super crazy. The two main things that really caught my eye is the working title for this movie, which is Cave Dweller, and this whole radio tower theory. Before I get into either one of those, if you really look at the picture above that I have of Lindsay, Laurie, and Allison, you can see on Laurie's finger it looks like an engagement ring, and I think it's pretty safe to say that her and Frank Hawkins, Officer Frank Hawkins, who knows if he's still on the force, at this point in time anymore, given the events of Halloween Kills, it's safe to say that they're in a relationship, and it looks like they're either married already or they're just engaged to be married, etc. And if you could tell by Laurie's appearance, she definitely looks a lot more cleaned up and looks a lot happier, than one would think. But given it's been 4 years since the last recent events, it's been basically 3 Halloweens passed and no Michael Myers, so maybe she feels that maybe Michael is gone finally. Maybe somehow he just died off eventually and just died off somewhere, wherever he decided to wander off to, whatever. She looks pretty well kept together compared to obviously the first 2 films. So that's something interesting to touch on right there, is her relationship with Frank Hawkins. I kind of figured that was gonna expand into this next movie, given how much backstory we got between them two in the hospital scene in Halloween Kills. Now, I want to talk about the working title for this movie, and it's, like I said, Cave Dweller. I find that very, very interesting as a working title, and why I find it interesting is because, as we know, it's important, because the last movie, Halloween Kills, the working title for that movie was Mob Rules. And as we saw in the movie, there was, a mob-like mentality among the people of Haddonfield to hunt Michael Myers down and try to put an end, to his killing spree. So this whole cave dweller title, I think, has a significance, is that maybe Michael Myers is maybe in a cave somewhere in Haddonfield, maybe. But I'm not so much looking into it as him physically being in a cave. You know what I mean? I'm looking at it as mental. More mental aspect, that he's in this mental cave to where maybe the last few Halloweens for some reason he decided not to come out, and then just this certain Halloween it's the right time to reappear, etc. I don't think it's more of a, oh, Michael Myers is in a cave somewhere, or this showdown is going to take place where Michael Myers could possibly stay in a low-key setting where it looks like there's like cave mountains, whatever, but I think it's more of a mental thing. You know what I mean? For the simple fact is, look how Halloween Kills ends. I mean, he's looking out the window, staring, gazing into the stars. Like, that's it's like, I think this whole cave dweller title has something to do with Michael just being more in a mental cave than anything, and he like, the mental cave is dwelling for him. I don't know exactly what that might mean, and I could be wrong. You know what I mean? It's just just a theory to kind of throw out there. It might not even make sense, but I just think it's more of mentally, he's in a cave, he's dwelling maybe on his actions, etc. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that working title plays out in this movie. I do think it's going to have a big significance in the movie, given how, like I said, the last working title, Mob Rules, played a big significant role in Halloween Kills. Now we're going to move on to this next thing I want to talk about, and that's the radio tower. And I've looked up a couple YouTube videos about it from other YouTubers such as Dave McRae. If I'm not mistaken, I watched a video of Critical Overlord on it, etc. Just a couple YouTubers, and I tried looking up more information on it online, and didn't really get too far with that, other than David Gordon Green did say in an interview that the radio tower is going to play a very significant role in this upcoming movie. I don't know how I feel about this personally. I mean, I kind of feel like they're kind of taking it back to, like, in a way, Halloween 3, the Season of the Witch, where the TV's like controlled, thing or whatever. Some stuff was being controlled through the TV, that kind of stuff. I feel like if you go in that direction, it's kind of taking away the mystique of Michael Myers. You know what I mean? The whole thing for me, which is why I loved Halloween Kills so much, is because why some people actually hated it, is because there is no explanation for why he kills. You know what I mean? There's no explanation. That's what makes Michael Myers scary. That's what always made him scary. There's no motive for why he does what he does. He's just an unstoppable killing machine. And I personally love that aspect of his character. Always have. Sometimes we don't need a story as to why somebody does what they does. We don't always need a motive. And I feel like in so many ways this radio tower is gonna kind of give Michael Myers a motive as to why he kills. And I don't know how I feel about that, guys. Like, I just don't. I feel like I said, it's kind of cheesy in my opinion. I think it's kind of cheesy. What the brain, like, different frequencies can affect the brain waves and all that stuff. I mean, I get all that, but I mean, I don't know, guys. You can hear about how many times I have to sigh about it. I'm just so undecided about how I feel about that. I'm gonna put it this way: I'm not giving it a good shot to to be effective. They have to execute this and come up with a damn good reason. If this is going to be the reason, because I think the direction they're headed with this radio tower is that this is the reason why Michael Myers kills. And they just have to execute it. They have to execute it perfectly in order for at least me, and I feel like a lot of fans, to be satisfied. Otherwise, it's going to just be like, we had all this build up for nothing. But I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We still have a long way to go. You know, we'll see, guys. I don't know. It's very interesting to see how these two, this cave dweller and this cave dweller title, I should say, and the radio tower will play effect into this movie. I honestly think that the cave dweller title has more significance than the radio tower. I'm kind of hoping the radio tower is just something that's being kind of hyped up, but it's actually not, you know, that significant. But that's what I have for tonight, guys. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think on the first look of Halloween. What do you guys? How do you guys think this movie will play out? Do you think that the radio tower will play a significant part? And if it does, what do you believe the radio tower? How do you think the radio tower plays into what Michael Myers does as a killer? As well as, what do you think about the cave dweller working title? Like, what do you think about that? Do you think Michael Myers is in a cave somewhere just hanging out, waiting, you know, to pop up this next Halloween and make his last run? Do you agree with me that maybe this is some mental thing more than it's a physical thing? Maybe, you know, he's in a mental cave dwelling on his actions from the previous movie, you know, whatever. Hit the comment section, guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys think about these topics, about the radio tower, the whole working title, and anything Halloween Ends in general. If you have any questions, hit the comment section. I want to hear from you guys. But I'm out of here for tonight, guys. Once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. I'm your host, Marcus. I'll catch you guys on the next one.